So I'm going to say it like this. I pride myself in being an honest individual. That's the most important thing about me. I'm trying to teach this to my children who you just met. We got Romero here, by the way.
Yay.
This is the Danza Project.
Come on.
Got my guy Kato in the building.
Yay.
So the most important thing is being honest. And with being honest, I lost some money on you. I thought you were going to lose.
Bum, bum, bum.
Fuck you. That's y'all. But motherfucker, bro, I'm telling you.
It was only $50 though. I refused to bet more than that. It was just a friendly bet.
So it was like even money?
Huh?
It was like even money, like 50-50?
No, I just bet my boy. It was
for like $50 for $50?
Yeah. Nothing big.
I mean, at least it wasn't in the fucking casino.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do all that.
Hey,
the house.
I'm about to say, like, when I said I knew that motherfucker more than he knew himself, and he's like, oh, it sounds like he in love with me. I really didn't know that motherfucker more than he knows his damn self.
So the thing for me, looking at that fight and even coming up to the fight, it's just that Ryan always gave us these big fights, these big moments, right? That you thought that he was going to really show up after everything that occurred for him. Like that was supposed to be in my mind, and a lot of the viewers, right? We thought that he was about to show us something that we never seen before. Like he was really going to go all out to prove a point based off everything that happened with Haney. He's going to come out there and show this greatness. And
yeah, but then he's fighting me.
Yeah.
He's not fighting some dude that has no damn power that doesn't know him really well. Because people want to say, oh, it was the power that really got him. No, I completely neutralized him completely. I took away his best weapon away from him. And literally, the one time he threw a hook, he got dropped. And what was he going to throw at me? Right hand? He's never threw a right hand.
That was it for the rest.
And then like he couldn't use his speed for on me because I'm a lot faster. I'm more explosive than him, you know? It's just like he really couldn't do anything, and I took away that hook from him from the very beginning of the fight, and he had no option for it. And like I said, I know him too. I know him too well. But like people don't want to even give me my credit for the last few fights. I clearly have been completely weight drained. Where it's like I feel I look way faster at 147. Way more expensive. Ryan's fast as shit. Right. Ain't nobody gonna say Ryan's not one of the fastest fighters. And I look way faster at 47, way more explosive, way more durable, way more like agile. You look
great.
I look like a natural 47 pounder. And like, bro, I've been trying to move up since before I fought Tank. I was trying to move to 40 before I fought Tank. And then I was like, man, fuck, even 40, bro. I was going to move to 47 to go fight Spence. But, and then the Tank fight happened. And then, so it was like that had happened. But I was calling out Spence all that. Right after they fought Ugas, I think they fought, they fought in April. They fought in April of 2022, right? I mean, 2021. Yeah, 2022. I fought Tank May. But after I saw Ugas stuff, I'm like, man, I'm going to fight Spence. Man, screw this. I'm not even going to go to 40. And I end up getting a world title shot at 40, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna become world champion, and my opponent changed on a 2 weeks notice to a completely different dude who punches harder than anyone I've ever been in the ring in my life. And to this day, I still haven't been hit that hard. And I still, I pulled off the victory, I would have left it for like another 30 seconds till we got knocked out cold, but that happens. And then, like I said, but at that moment, I should have been at 47 already.
Yeah. You've been talking about weight cut for a long time.
Yeah, bro. And I've been completely drained. And like I said, I'm going to tell you like this. You think Pitbull Cruz is a better fighter than fucking Ryan? Not even fucking close. It's Ryan, bro. Ryan beat fucking Pitbull, man. It's just, like I said, I mean, clearly something looked wrong with me that fight. Mm-hmm. And you
taught us about that. So the first time you were here, you told us what you experienced through your weight drain from even like reaching up and touching events because you felt like they were fucking with you.
Bro, dude, from the heat, and that was, I mean, my most massive fucking weight drain was 35 when I fought Tank, but still even 40 was, but like, bro, when I fought Jaime's, bro, I'm like literally like, bro, I have no power. What the hell's going on, bro? I felt stiff. I felt slow. It was like, I just felt like everything was off, man. I'm like, and there's a dude who, I mean, I beat the shit out of him. I felt tired. I was having a hard time even breathing, right? Which I never get tired in a fight. I've never been tired in a fight, bro. When I fought Ryan, bro, I thought I'd fight another fucking 10 rounds if I wanted to, you know?
And you just, so for the people that are watching today, this is fresh off the fight. You know what I mean? This is Monday afternoon. And this guy looks like he hasn't even gotten into a fight.
And then, bro, my face was like perfectly fine. Nothing happened to me. And so I'm telling you, man, them weight cuts have been killing me, but it's good. I'm finally at 147. I have a belt. There's so many mega fights that I can make at this division. I called this shit years ago. Me and Ryan weren't going to fight at 35. We're at 40. I said that shit. And we ended up fighting at 47. And it was the largest attended event in boxing history. And I went in as a major underdog, knowing I'm going to beat the living shit out of him. That wasn't even going to be close.
You completely neutralized him. It looked like you wouldn't even, you just kept jabbing. And I could see it because after I missed the first knockdown.
Yeah.
I was literally trying to hurry up and get to my B&B in Puerto Rico. I missed the first knockdown. My boy calls me like, I told you he was going to do this. I said it was going to be, because he sent me a text message I just missed. He's like, how much would you pay me if Rolly knocks him out in the first couple rounds? And I missed the message, but he was like, because I'm guaranteeing you he's going to knock him down in the first. And I'm like, he called me. He's like, I told you if you would have took and I was like, I didn't even see the bet, but I wasn't going to take that bet. You know what I mean? I'm cool with my $50. You know what I mean? I stopped gambling a long time ago. Leave me alone.
I'm telling you, man, even with him, right? The only reason he didn't get knocked out cold is because at that point, like, he just, the hardest fighters are the ones that don't want to get knocked out to knock out, It's like, because you got to take risks with them. And, like, at the end of it, he's still a puncher. You don't want to overcommit, especially, he's very fast, But, it's like like I said, at that point, like, I took away his whole will. Like, he knew that it's like, and there's a few, he tried for that third round and he realized there was no way he was going to beat me. Because he still, in the third round, he still tried to continue, Yeah. He still tried to, like, press the action. But after that point, like, he realized there was nothing. I could tell, like, the body language just gave up.
That was the thing, though. You didn't just beat him.
I humiliated him.
But you used discipline, too. That's what a lot of people were saying. They said, Rolly didn't drop that right the whole fucking time. He was just kind of waiting and showing him that he wouldn't get it. Like, it's not here for you, big dog. Find something else. It's like he didn't have a right hand. It was kind of wild.
No, and he knew better than to throw a right hand, too, because, I mean, he just shouldn't. He threw one right hand and, like, he knew that it was never going to land.
Were you able to rewatch the fight?
Yeah, I watched it on the plane over here.
Did you see his corner? And then
they were mad. They were mad.
Yeah, they're like, yo, throw. What's going on?
Dude, Turki went to him in the corner and was like, what the fuck are you doing? You need to, like, throw some punches, all this stuff, right? But you can't, bro. And, like, people don't give me enough. And, like, I will tell you this, though. Ryan beats Devin again. Hands down. Ryan is going to go on a fucking winning streak. Now, you could just tell Ryan's going to go to on a fucking winning streak now. And you're going to see he's going to be... Because Ryan is a tremendous fighter. They can say whatever the fuck they want. He's a tremendous fighter. It's just... Like I said, like, I just know him. I know him very well.
Now, right before you, we had Devin Haney.
Oh, Devin was here?
No, right before you, we had Devin Haney fighting in New York. Right, he was the fight right prior to you.
Did he fought? Didn't he just run?
So in my opinion, right, a lot of people criticize that fighting style. We saw the Canelo fight as well, where it looked like he wasn't cutting off the ring. Do you feel like it's the other?
Those were two horrible. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I couldn't even watch the Devin fight, bro. I was warming up and back. I didn't want to fall asleep on the way to the ring.
It was bad. I saw a version of the clip that they sped it up 2x speed, and it was just him walking backwards.
Yeah.
It was like, it looked bad.
I thought he was preparing I thought he was just sizing the guy up, doing what he had to do, coming out with a victory, and waiting on the explosive mega fight, which was going to be the guy that you ended up beating up.
See, the problem is these guys. The thing is, they don't have a will to win because, or at least to win decisively like that. Because the thing is, they already have fights lined up after that. And that's the thing, when you're overpaying fighters and telling them, like, no matter what happens, whether you win or lose, you're going to still fight and all that stuff, you just took away their whole will to, like, even, like, you know, they're like, okay, well, I'm not going to fucking be greedy. These guys, they're doing it for a check. These people, they all fight. Canelo is included in this now, too. They're all fighting for the next check. They're not fighting to be champion. They're not fighting to win. They're fighting for the next check. And it's fucking disgusting, and it's destroying the damn sport. Because in the UFC, if you're not fighting to win, Dana White cuts your fucking ass out. He says, you ain't not fucking fighting on this damn shit. He'll give you one chance. But still, it's like, bro, if you ain't fighting to win, Dana don't fuck with that shit, does he?
Nah.
These motherfuckers, they get hit a little too hard and they lose their whole fucking will to win. And then that's that.
So you don't think that Devin Haney could possibly go in there and defeat Garcia at all?
Ryan's gonna hit him and he's gonna crack him and he's gonna win.
Do you think the Ostarine had any effect on the prior fight?
Okay, look, let's talk about the Ostarine, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that shit, right? One, steroids don't make you punch harder. And steroids also don't make this motherfucker not keep his hands up. So if Ostarine was really a fucking factor in the damn fight, then he would have kept his hands up at least, right? He didn't even do that. He got hit with clean punches. That was the factor in the fight.
Yeah.
And Ryan did come in overweight. That was probably another big factor in the fight. That was probably the biggest factor. But it doesn't matter if you come in overweight or on drugs or any of this shit, right? If they don't hit you, it don't matter. So yeah, they can say whatever they want. Ostarine don't make you punch harder. It doesn't make you a better boxer. Yeah, maybe you're a little bit more conditioned, and you lose you're a little bit more you lose a little bit more fat. And you're able to train a bit more. But it doesn't make you a better boxer.
Do you feel like if you were in those shoes and Haney's shoes and that happened, do you take the fight knowing that he comes in so much overweight?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. You come in for you want my honest answer?
Yeah.
When I fought Yeager, right? He came in 6 pounds overweight. I still fought him. I beat the living shit out of him. When I fought my fight before that, I was supposed to defend my belt the first time with Justin Poldo, right? It was during COVID. We all had backup opponents in case something happened, you know? And Justin Poldo comes in at 138.2 pounds. And I'm at 135. I'm like, okay, well, here, just lose some weight and we'll make it happen, whatever, you pay a little bit of money, right? He comes in from 138.2, 139.2. So he actually went up in weight. I'm like, fuck you, you pussy motherfucker, I'll fight you anyway. Pulls out the fight. But I would have fought that dude. I mean, and then I ended up fighting Hervir Sparrow, who was 2 pounds more than me, you know? So it's like, I mean, I fought people that weigh more than me, and it wasn't. And there's a few more fights like that I have fought where these guys came in overweight. It's normal. It happens, man.
Yeah. But I mean, when you talk about weight draining and going to, let me ask you this in another way, right? Gervonta Davis, you think he takes in the fight if you came in 3 pounds overweight?
Fuck no. Not even close. He ain't taking no fight with nobody coming in over like that, especially not a puncher.
A lot of people criticize me because lately what I've been saying is my top 3 lightweights are now Shakur, Keyshawn, and Lamont. And they don't realize what I've been saying this whole time is I'm going based off of the conversation.
No, man. Don't get me. Bro, Tank is a fucking spectacular fighter, and he beats every single one of those people. Tank with Lamont, yeah, you know, Lamont did a great fight, you know. He was disciplined, he didn't. But also, that wasn't Tank. That's not how Tank usually fights. He wasn't really training for that fight, and I know he wasn't really training. I'm not going to take anything away from Lamont. Lamont's a tremendous fighter, you know? And hopefully they figure out what they're going to do in the rematch because that fucking weird ass knee was weird. But I mean, there was no action in that, so it doesn't really. It's not a knockdown. Like it wasn't like Lamont was like letting off a flurry of punches and he took a knee. Like it was random knee.
Yeah, but does that piss you off? Thinking that because I know if you took the knee, they're gonna take that point away from you.
Well, I wouldn't take the knee because I ain't no fucking.
No, I'm saying
because I ain't because I wasn't wearing makeup and it got in my eye.
The hair gel.
So my opinion on Gervonta Davis is this, and I understand he's a phenomenal fighter. I saw him fight 2 people weight drained. Yourself and I saw Garcia, and I watched those fights.
No. There's a few more.
No, I'm talking about these two that I really paid attention to.
Mario Barrios, weight drained as fuck. Pedraza was weight drained as fuck. But you know, that was Tank's first title shot, so we're not even gonna count that. And everybody else came up, you know.
And this is what I'm saying. So me knowing what I had spoke to you because you tell me like you felt like your body was like drywall.
Yeah.
And that when he punched it just felt different. Like it felt like it was breaking something. It didn't feel like you were so weight drained that you just didn't feel like yourself in there. So when after having those types of conversations, when I think about Gervonta Davis, I think, let me see you fight people that you're supposed to be fighting.
Wait. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Can you name any Shakur opponent other than Oscar Valdez?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to get into that.
No. Can you name a Shakur opponent other than Oscar Valdez? A dude that got his jaw broken in 2018 who's been burnt out and punch drunk for I don't even know how long.
But let me ask you this then. Do you think that Gervonta's opponents are that much stronger?
Way fucking better than Shakur's opponents. I'm telling you, can you name a single Shakur opponent?
I get what you said.
Not right now, no.
No, right? He jumped around the ring like a fucking grasshopper with Edwin De Los Santos, who nobody who's a bit of a puncher. He has a little bit of pop, and Shakur was jumping around the ring like a grasshopper. He's the most boring fighter in boxing fucking history. He doesn't even try to knock people out.
I like the style, though. I like the hit and don't get hit.
You like his style, bro? Dude, he literally just touches men over and over and over again. He likes to touch men. He don't like to hurt men. He likes to touch men.
I think Shakur beats Tank.
To Shakur, for him, boxing is something very intimate that he can do with other men.
Shakur's gonna come for you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm right here, motherfucker. He can't punch. What the hell am I scared of? Motherfucker, hey, go jump on the other side of the ring.
But I feel like that's also a loss.
With Shakur?
So what was your opinion on Floyd Mayweather?
With Shakur's Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah. When
Floyd was Pretty Boy Floyd and all that stuff, man, he was knocking everybody out.
Yeah.
He was knocking everybody out, bro.
But he also had a lot of moments in his career where people said that he's a runner.
With who did he run with?
That was the narrative for the latter part of his career. That was the narrative.
Hit and don't get hit.
Yeah, he was the runner. He only plays defense. His fights are
he was the most. He was landing shots on all these dudes. He wasn't fucking running.
But Shakur's not. It's not like he's not throwing his hands.
Watch that Edwin De Los Santos fight.
So you think Tank just beats Shakur every time?
Dude, Tank fucking hits Shakur one. Dude, if he was afraid with Edwin De Los Santos, you think Shakur's not going to be even more scared with Tank? Tank got to touch him one time in a whole 12-round fight, and Shakur's very frail. I mean, I'll tell you like this, man. I mean, he his hands are like literally like, I don't know, maybe because he be tweeting too much, he breaks a nail every once in a while and shit like that. He has the. But even watching that video of him breaking his hand, he literally threw it like this. Bro, don't tell me that, bro. Dude, everyone wanted to go hype up this dude, bro. I'm telling you, name one Shakur opponent that isn't Oscar Valdez.
I don't know.
You just can't. You can't, bro. You just can't. I cannot name a single Shakur opponent.
Oh, God.
I think Shakur is nice. I think he's definitely a threat in the lightweight, and I think that until I see Tank fight the people that we want to see him fight,
I will give you this though. Keyshawn Davis is good though.
He's a monster.
Yeah, Keyshawn Davis will actually come and try to fucking chop your head off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis doing good, man. I will not talk bad about Keyshawn. Keyshawn doing good.
So how does it feel at the end of the day for you?
And he has a really good size for 135. You know. But
He's a beast.
for some reason, I feel he's gonna move to 40 soon.
He wants to.
Yeah, he's
We
a little
spoke
bit.
to him.
Yeah, he's a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like Keyshawn. Keyshawn doing good.
He's a beast. Listen, at the end of the day, what just happened Friday night was amazing. Okay, you become a champion in 3 different weights. How does it feel? How do you feel today?
I feel good.
That shit ain't kick in just yet. Just yet.
I mean, I feel like it kicked in, but was it a little bit more difficult to kick in after the hotel room situation and the glove situation with Turkey? What's your thoughts on everything that went on? Was it just like your thoughts that night?
I'll tell you, that hotel room situation, it was a hotel error. It happened.
Okay.
There's a few things, like I said, I don't want to go even talk about, man, I just want to enjoy my victory.
Yeah.
What was it like fighting in Times Square outside? Sirens, motorcycles.
I fought outside before, so.
In Times Square, though, with the noise and you can hear the crowd, like.
Yeah.
You didn't even see
It's
it.
another fucking day.
Pulling up in a whip, though, that was different.
Yeah, that was actually weird. And honestly, that whip, it had hella gas, like the gas fumes and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were trying to take you out.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Dude, I was gonna get beat up by carbon monoxide.
I was watching it like, I wonder if he could breathe in that old ass car.
But I will tell you this, from the moment where I hop in that car to the time it was just, I just sat down and I was just speaking to God. And I was disinterested in everything else that was around me.
Fire. At what point did you know Ryan, he was done? It's my fight. 3rd round or?
I know the answer.
First round. Yeah, first round.
What happened?
But for sure, I mean, after the knockdown, I knew it was done, for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, that confidence.
No, because he still came in confident in the 3rd round.
Right. He tried to give it to you 2 more rounds after that, but it was.
Yeah, but he couldn't see me. He just couldn't see me.
Wow.
He couldn't figure me out.
Yeah.
You looked great at 147. That looks like that's just you
in the zone.
About damn time I'm at 147. About damn time.
What was the holdup to get you to 147 then?
So I try to move up to when I fought Yigi, I asked for the fight at 140 for Tank, and whatever. I had to take the fight at 35. I was the mandatory there, so I was like, bro, I had to take it at 35. So, and he wasn't gonna fight me at 40. There's no way about that. So I took it. I took the opportunity. I'm like, bro, I've been calling this dude out for years, and I'm not gonna fucking take the damn fight. Now that now it's offered to me, and I had to wait a whole year to fight because of all the other bullshit. But whatever. And then I moved up to 40. I'm like, it's time to move to 40, and all stuff. Well, I was gonna go straight to 47, but I got a world title shot at 140, and I'm like, I'm gonna become world champion. I'm not gonna decline a title shot. So I had the belt, and then boom, and then I was injured for a little while after the fight because I got hit in the back, and I go and I had to defend the belt, and at that point where I was already completely weight drained, I couldn't even make 40 anymore, And then I was like, I tried it one more time with Jaime's, and I was like, yeah, no, for sure, I'm going to 47. There's no way around this, man. And I felt more comfortable than ever. And I'll tell you like this, 47 was still a difficult cut. I don't think I ever would have made 40 again.
So you just, it really looked like you looked bigger, stronger, faster.
I look like a real 147 welterweight. And I actually look like I said, how do I move up in weight and I get faster?
Yeah.
No, ask yourself that.
You're not so.
How do I move up in weight and get faster? Most people move up in weight and get slower, right? I move up in weight and go fast, get faster, more explosive, and more strong.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
It's because that's where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's not because of anything else.
Now, when you rewatch that fight, you could hear the announcers saying, basically around round 6, round 7, they're like, all right, the super mega fight, maybe it still happens between Haney and Garcia. And then they actually said it would be a good fight to watch Haney and Romero.
I mean, that fight's always gonna be on the table, So I mean,
What do you feel? What do you say to that announcer that says he thinks it'll be a good fight?
I mean, we saw what I did to Ryan. We saw what Ryan did to Devin. So,
but styles make fights.
oh look, Ryan is a superior boxer than Devin. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or any of that.
So, what's your prediction? You go in there and you fight Haney. What's your prediction?
Ryan hit him with a left hook. You think I'm not gonna hit him with a left hook?
I noticed when you were fighting with Ryan, you went to the body a lot too. Kind of how Tank did him, and that ended up being his demise.
Yeah.
Just to kind of close the distance, stay out of range.
Yeah, he was It was hard to hit him a little bit to the body though, because he was like he didn't want to try to like engage. Like I said, it's hard to knock out people that don't try to engage.
Right.
Because if he would have been coming forward or trying to engage in the fight, he would have got knocked out. He would have got knocked out. Like there's no way around that.
How good did it feel when you knocked him down in the second though?
Felt good, and I at that moment at first I thought it was over. The first when I stood the first thing I thought it was over right there. But like 2 seconds later, I realized like, nah, dude, this dude, like he's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, well, I was like, I'll hit him eventually with the same shot, but he never threw the same shot again. So it was like, okay.
It looked like on the first punch you hit him clean. Looks like the second punch you hit his hand.
It was the first punch that hit him.
Yeah, but when you hit him, even with his hand there, you cleaned his shit right there because he went flying. He really went flying. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it and I'm like, damn, I'm about to lose $50.
He was off his feet. He was off his feet.
But nonetheless, it was just a great fight. We seen you go in there and dominate. What are your immediate plans after this? Like, what do you want to just chill for a minute? Because
I haven't thought that far ahead. I don't care about any of that stuff right now. It's been a long camp, and I just want to like sit down and enjoy myself and spend time with my family and my loved ones.
There you go.
Do you feel when, there will be the criticisms, and I'm sure you've already heard them, well, Ryan isn't focused, or it's because he took a year off. Does that...
Was he not the most... he was going to fight in December. Remember, he was going to go do it next week. So he was training already there. Okay. On top of that, he was the most focused Ryan Garcia we've ever seen. Can you not just tell?
That's what I felt.
That's what everybody. That he was the most focused Ryan Garcia. There's nothing that we can say that he wasn't focused. He wasn't taking this shit serious or any of that stuff. It was a completely different demeanor, and he knows he was focused. And the whole boxing world knows he was focused. He wasn't. He knows me. He's been in the ring with me. He's not gonna take me. He's not gonna take me lightly. He knows I can punch. Like I said, like they could say whatever he wants, but he was the most focused Ryan Garcia we've ever seen.
And I think that showed, right? For the critics out there, I think it showed when he was in the van crying after. That showed like that. There was a lot of pain in that loss.
Bro, dude, I'm gonna tell you like this, right? They want to all talk shit about Ryan Garcia crying in the van after the fight and all that stuff, right? But I'll tell you like this. On the same time, when I went in my van, I sat down and I cried too because, at the end of it, we're human. He's human, I'm human. And it doesn't make you less of a man because you cried or any of that stuff. It was the only people that are criticizing the dude for crying are people on the fucking internet that don't got the balls to do this shit their damn selves.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, at the end, they will fucking cry too. And they're crying right now miserably because their life is horrible and they wish they could be him or they wish they could be me.
Talk that shit!
Yes, sir.
So they need to just stop with bruh, it's an emotional moment.
What about the night made you cry?
That, I achieved my dream. I became a 3-time world champion in the biggest ever and the most attended ever boxing event in history as a complete underdog. And it's like, bruh, and I spoke into existence over and over and over again. And I achieved it, you know, and that was so overwhelming. Even just thinking about it's overwhelming.
Yeah, man. Congrats already. If we didn't say that, by the way, man.
Thank
It's no
you,
small
thank you.
feat, bro.
And a big ass payday.
Hello.
Man, fuck the money. I don't even think about the money when I box. I just, like I said, it's just I'm at the point in my career where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make the biggest fights imaginable, and I'm gonna just get better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I care about, just making big fights for you guys, you know?
Yeah. You mentioned that
losses don't matter. Losses don't matter because losses only matter if you're trying to like portray a certain image, but the best fights all come from people that are willing to take the risk. These guys aren't taking risks. These guys hiding behind a padded record and all that stuff, you know?
You don't think
that undefeated shit, it only matters if you're trying to, how do I say it? None of that undefeated shit matters. It's just an image that people are trying to portray. Look at this. Devin Haney's undefeated.
This guy's throwing the shots at Devin Haney all day.
I'm not.
Now,
man.
You have that drive, and I remember speaking to you prior about boxing. And what is it that drives you right now? Like, what's if it's not, you're not worried about the money, you're not worried about the losses, what is it that's driving you?
Honestly, I mean, I know the answer. I just shouldn't be answering that question because I have my own motives of truly why I want to do this, and it's a lot bigger than just me. It's a lot bigger than anything regarding me, and that's what drives me.
That's dope. I also remember you speaking on how you didn't come into boxing like everybody else, right? You took a while, and you were just a good fighter, and that's what got you into boxing. Yeah. So you didn't.
I mean, I wasn't even a good fighter. I just, I just went in there. I punched hard. And I had balls, and I just swing at people until I got them out, and that got me far, but it only get you so far. And I just got better and better and better.
Did that Cruz fight, you losing in that fight, did that give you a little bit more hunger?
No, that fight did nothing to me. I wasn't well long before that fight. I battled my own demons before that fight even happened. That whole year was so fucking hard for me. I'll tell you like this, and like this started before the fight. This started probably about December. And I fought him in March 30th. The day before Easter, which everyone want to say, oh, happy Easter, my motherfucker. Everyone want to say it was Easter. That shit still pisses me off because it was Easter, But that year, and I don't really cry. And prior to that, I definitely never cried, And that year, I cried more than 100 times. Randomly. It just I was just going through fighting my own demons, just have random anxiety and panic attacks out of nowhere. And I mean, I overcame it. And because, and I got closer to Jesus.
Okay.
That helped me a lot. I had started going to therapy. That helped me a lot too. Just, but it was a really hard year. And it started long before that fight even happened.
Were you afraid? So I like speaking to men about the real shit and the important things. And those things are the important things, how we battle those mental health issues. A lot of men are afraid to go to therapy. They feel soft to go to a therapist. What led you up to that decision to go to a therapist, and how much has that meant for you?
If you had asked me 3 years ago, I'd be like, you're a fucking pussy. But honestly, therapy It doesn't make you a pussy. It doesn't make you. It just makes you. It makes you more of a man to realize that you actually have a problem, and they're trying to actually solve that problem and become a better man overall. Because we all gone through shit. We all have some kind of fucked up shit that happened to us as a child, or some shit that whether your worst, like for instance, let's say your worst shit was you fell off your bike and you broke your knee and nobody helped you. Yours could have been you're getting assaulted by your ass beat by your dad, and I would think yours is worse than his, but we all, if that's the worst that we have, that's the worst. That's the worst in our mind, We don't know what it's like to go past that, And with therapy, it doesn't just, it's not really about fixing the problem. It's more about understanding yourself so well that the problem doesn't bother you no more. And I feel everybody needs it to some certain extent. Some people clearly need it a lot more than others. But I think a mix between therapy, getting closer to Jesus, helped me out tremendously. And I became a lot better man this last year.
That's the best explanation for therapy I ever heard.
Yeah. Calling a therapist tomorrow.
Sign up right now.
If Rolly tells me I need to see a therapist, I need to see a therapist.
I did therapy before, and I'm thinking me, I'm somebody that I believe I have everything compartmentalized. I'm pretty good. I love to meditate. And as I was talking to her, she told me that. She said, you seem very well-grounded. And she was like, but there's always somewhere I can help, And we started talking about business and me handling my business. Just because I don't have just the podcast, obviously. And that helped me so much just dealing with the day-to-day that I'm like, damn, that took so much stress off of me that I didn't realize I was carrying throughout a day. Just that simple thing. So if it doesn't help you
in one part of your life,
it can help you somewhere else.
Like, for instance, right? I specifically went to a sports therapist, and one of my friends, she's a therapist, so she's the one that recommended and found me her, And, a therapist is like a relationship. Like, some of them work out, some of them don't,
Absolutely.
But you find that right. And, I'm happy that I had somebody that knew me so well that they found somebody perfect for me. But, we didn't really talk about sports because I had so many unresolved issues in other parts of my life, And once I fixed those, I'd go on, with me, I'd just go on rants about my life, about boxing this, or I got this lined up, I got that, It's like boom, boom, boom. But the unresolved issues in my life is what we really worked on. And it really got to a point where it's like the last time I went to therapy was about a month before I fought Ryan. And I went over and we're sitting down, and I was like, she was like, what do you want to talk about? I was like, everything's good. Everything's great. She was like, yeah, but this, and I'm like, no, nothing's bothering me. I feel great. And at that moment, I realized, I was self-actualized, all my unresolved issues in my life have just been fixed, and obviously I'm gonna go back when I get back to Vegas, because I do want to there's some things that I want to talk about,
Yeah.
But overall, I feel I actually reached self-actualization. And she was like, if you don't need it right now, there's no point in coming. I was like, yeah, after I fight, I'll come back, And I feel like more level-headed than ever. I feel like everything's
like weight's been lifted a little bit.
Completely lifted. I have nothing on me right now.
What more could you want right before a fight?
Yeah. I felt like everything just fixed up at the right time.
Wow. It looked like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looked like it because it just even after this fight, we seen Ryan come up to you, and he didn't look like there was any animosity there. He looked like it was all love, and he was happy for you.
I mean, he respects me.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, look at this. When Ryan was going through his shit, who's the only one that defended him?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the only fighter?
Public.
No. Honestly, not even fighter. The only person who publicly defended him. Who's the only one?
You.
Me.
Wow.
And everyone else just sat down and thought it was a joke and started slandering this poor kid who was battling his own demons. And it's fucking sad, you know? It's sad to watch people like want to go keep kicking this dude because I'll tell you like this. Me, I'll verbally abuse somebody. I'll do all that stuff. But something about me, if I see somebody's down, I'm not going to kick them while they're down.
Mm.
And most people, they'll see somebody doing good. They won't do shit. But the second they fall down, they get the courage to fucking kick them because they're getting kicked by everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's fucking sad and disgusting. The only thing I cared about is fighting the best Ryan Garcia, and I fought the best Ryan Garcia.
Mm.
Because I want to fight the best. Because there's no way I could say I'm the best if I didn't fight the best version of them.
Yeah. He's somebody that obviously you've sparred with a lot, shared the ring with. Have you been able to speak to him after the fight?
No, I just told him, keep his head up and stuff like that. But we haven't talked. I talked to Devin.
How'd that go?
I ran into him we went to a little hookah spot, right? I was eating and stuff like that, right? And they, the owner was like, oh, Devin Haney's outside. I'm like, he's like, do I let him in? I'm like, yeah, why not? Yeah, let him in. And so they sat next to me. I talked to Devin for a bit. And I told him congratulations on the win, you know?
Did you tell him he was running a lot?
Man, I don't want to ruin that dude's day.
Yeah.
He's already getting enough hate comments. But I told him, get the rematch, and I told him, go for the rematch,
Yeah.
Back to work still.
Yeah. He said he was really impressed with how I dealt with Ryan.
Teofimo Lopez showed out Friday night. He looked like he had a great fight out there. What was your thoughts on his fight?
Yeah, Barboza's difficult, and Barboza by far the most active fighter on that card.
Right.
By far, like it don't like he look how many 12 rounders he has, and he looked good. Barboza is a very difficult fighter. And Teofimo. It was a closer fight, but Teofimo, had. Teofimo's moments were way more spectacular than Barboza's moments,
Yeah.
But it was still a back and forth fight, It was still there's competitive moments for both.
Is that somebody you feel like you could see yourself fighting?
Teo?
Yeah.
No, like I said, I haven't thought that far ahead. And Teo already has his next plan ahead, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to go move to 4-7 fight like Boots or Brian Norman or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
After the fight, Saturday night, Canelo and Skull.
That was embarrassing.
You know what was interesting to me is after the fight was over, Turki comes out there. He's like, clear the ring. Like this, we don't want to hear from Skull. Clear the ring, and he brings out Terrance Crawford. Speaking about those undefeated records, right? Not obviously Canelo isn't undefeated, but we got a 40-0 fighter going up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. What do you think about that matchup?
Almost 3 weight classes because he just moved up.
Mm.
They have weight classes for a reason, but they just have weight classes for a reason.
You don't think he could pull it off?
If somebody moves up 2 weight divisions, I'm gonna take the dude
Yeah.
Lives there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Shakur seems very confident. He's been saying he's taking all bets. And I'm saying that because I recently sat down with Shakur. He said he's taking all bets and he thinks Terrance Crawford can knock him out.
The thing is, like I said, man, like Terrance Crawford is a great, tremendous fighter. It's just you're moving up 2-3 weight classes, man.
What do you feel like it is how do you view it, right?
I'm gonna tell you. Let me ask you this: have you ever think of somebody who moved up 2 weight divisions that didn't get their ass beat?
Yeah.
Kell Brook was a Triple G.
Too.
Kell Brook was a Triple G.
But when you look at it,
who else? Let's take it more, right? Lil Charlo versus Canelo. Mikey Garcia versus Spence. Yeah, for real, just tell me. The only one that pulled it off was Roy Jones, and he fought the worst heavyweight at the time. And then he moved back down to cruiser because he got his ass beat.
So what do you think that does for Crawford's legacy, win or lose, just being able to take that risk? 40-0, and he goes out and take a risk like that.
I mean, at least he gets a good paycheck on his way out.
Yeah, it is a good paycheck.
Speaking of, maybe not now, 3 to 5 years, would you ever do like a exhibition Jake Paul, type of match? Take the bag and run, or?
I ain't thinking about that shit. I'm a fighter, bro. And Jake Paul's a fighter.
Okay.
Jake Paul's not doing exhibition. He's a fighter.
He's a real fighter.
Yeah.
He's earned that respect now.
Yeah, he's earned that respect. And he's fighting fucking Chavez Jr. Of course he earned that damn respect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight Chavez Jr.
Yeah. People got to see more, People don't want to give it to him. Just coming where he's come from.
Yeah.
But if other boxers co-sign him as a real fighter, that's a good testament. That's a good sign.
Bro, he's fighting Chavez Jr. I don't care.
Yeah.
Bro, he's fighting a real fighter. He's fighting a legend's son.
Real deals. How do you think he does?
Who's been in the ring with a bunch of other legends. I mean, Chavez fought Canelo. He fought a bunch of people.
But how do you think Jake does in that fight?
What weight's the fight at? Cruiser?
No idea. 65? What?
I don't even know. I don't pay attention to it, to be honest with you.
I don't think Jake Paul can make 65 ever. So.
Nah, hell no. Jake Paul is like a good 220 pounds naturally.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
165.
How tall is he?
Jake Paul trains hard, bro. He's a very intelligent person. You guys think he's a fucking bimbo. He's very fucking intelligent.
Yeah. He's definitely a beast, and he's definitely a monster with marketing.
No, not even the marketing, bro. He's a very intelligent person.
Yeah. You could tell by what he's doing.
Yeah.
I got an interesting question for you. You're taking a long flight. You take a long flight tomorrow. If you had one fight to fall asleep to, is it going to be Devin's or Canelo's?
Shakur's. Dude, Devin Haney had not this fight, obviously. This fight was boring shit, but his last fight was fucking super entertaining. So what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
That was probably his most entertaining fight.
That one?
The fight before this one.
What, the Garcia one?
Yeah, that was the most entertaining fight he ever had. I'd rather watch fucking that.
I mean, he was fight. He definitely showed that warrior spirit to keep getting up.
Yeah. People don't give him credit, bro, because Devin kept trying to win. It's not like Shakur, who fucking wants to go drop around the ring like a fucking grasshopper.
But he's always winning them.
Who?
Shakur's always winning his fights.
Well, Shakur, I mean, Devin won every damn fight except for the last one.
No, I'm saying we never seen that Shakur have to fight for being down.
But who has Shakur fought? Devin's fought Lomachenko. He's fought Jorge Linares, who was a 3-division world champion. He fought Jojo Diaz too. He fought obviously Ryan. He fought Prograis, who was a world champion. Who the hell has Shakur fought other than a burnt out Oscar? Bro, that's why I'm like, bro, you keep telling me about that Shakur, bro. Who has he fought?
I hear you. I'm just you're the one that brought him up, so.
No, I know.
I was asking you which one.
I fall asleep to. I fall asleep to. No, for real, dude. Devin has a way better resume than Shakur. Way better. And they want to give them, they want to take away Devin's credit for, he lost some. Dude, Devin was landing in body shots on Loma. Bro, that's another motherfucker I can't stand. Is anyone who's a fucking Lomosexual, bro. Those people I can't fucking stand, bro. But regardless, man, forget that. Devin's landing body shots on them. Loma, bro, you're fighting for 4 belts, right? Against a champion. 4 belts versus a champion who has 4 belts. And his excuse, why did you take, I thought I was winning the fight, so I took off the last 2 rounds. In a 4-belt fight, that motherfucker got his ass beat. It was a good fight. It was a close fight, whatever. Devin you got to beat the champion. He ain't beat the champion. Devin hurt him with a body shot, bro. Them Russians don't like body shots. And I'm telling you, man, Can't stand them homosexuals, man. They want to go defend them, bro. And like I said, bro, I'm not over here defending Devin in any way. But in that case, I'm definitely I'm taking Devin, man. Devin beat him fair and square.
When you got in the ring the other night, the one thing I'm like, compared to all the other fighters, I see your upper body's a lot more built up. Do you weight train?
My lower body's a lot more built up too.
Yeah, no, I
got 3 legs.
That's all the comments.
Hey.
Pause.
He couldn't let it ride.
But that's what they were saying on there, like his legs, but your upper body. You look like you weight train. What's your weight or what's your training regimen like?
Bro, I'm black.
That's it.
That's enough, right? But hey, I could be 200 pounds right now. I still got abs.
What's your natural body weight? Like walking around weight?
Like about 175, and that's considering I don't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like about 175.
You still train any judo at all?
No.
Not for a long time.
I mean, it depends who she is.
Hello. The way I see you close that distance and like switch hips and move out, it's like you definitely got some comfortability being that close to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You're not just playing from the outside.
I bet I'd be a little more comfortable with a female, right?
Definitely. You try to hit toss dudes all day. You ain't lying.
Now, getting back to after the fight, right? You definitely expressed your sentiments towards the hotel situation and the money situation. Has anybody reached out to you after to clear all that up?
It was a hotel error, and we're just gonna let that be.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt would be going on. I knew they'd take care of you.
Yeah, it happens. Bro.
Now you're the prized possession. That's what I was telling you on the phone the other day. I said
I was always the prized possession.
Yeah, but you're their prized possession now. Do you when you think of them? I heard Cameron and Mace talking earlier, and they said, "I can never call somebody your excellency."
Yeah, I don't know. I'm black. I don't think we do that.
Yeah. So what do you like? Obviously, you want to take some time off and relax, right?
Yeah, I need to relax.
So it's just completely letting go of boxing right now. You don't want to think about what's next. You don't think about.
I'll probably go to the gym and train. You know, it's just not like train for like a fight, but I'm just, you know, because I actually genuinely do enjoy training.
Mm.
It's not like these other fighters who they don't have a fight and they don't want to train. They just don't want to do anything. Like I genuinely, just enjoy training.
Right.
Like, what am I gonna go do? Sit at home and do nothing? Sit down, watch TV, eat food.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many times. There's only like so much I can like do without getting repetitive.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, you got the belt. You got a viral win. So everybody wants to see more of you now. You know what I'm saying? What's one thing that in this game money can't buy?
True loyalty.
Mm.
You can't buy loyalty. And money can't buy skills either.
Mm.
Money can't buy balls. Money can't buy charisma. Money can't make you a better person. A more genuine hearted person. There's a lot of things money can't buy.
Yeah, money just makes you 10 times more of the person you are. You know what I'm saying?
If you're a shit person, you're gonna be you're gonna be the worst, you're gonna be the shittiest person.
A rich, shitty person.
And if you're a great person, you're gonna be a generous, giving person to everyone around you. You're gonna be the most kind-hearted person. And I will tell you this: everyone in the boxing world, especially the ones that know me personally, they'll tell you I'm the most kind-hearted, giving person there is.
Mm. What's the deal with boxers? And this is something that I recently learned: paying fees for belts. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's normal.
You got to pay a fee to keep your belt after you already earned it?
No, you pay the fee when you fight.
Oh, you just pay the fee for the fight?
Yeah, it's called sanctioning fee.
Is that fair?
Yeah. You fight for their belt, you better pay their damn money, because if you don't have a belt, you're not making as much money anyways.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, let's say like this. Let's say, for instance, right, you find me a deal for, I don't know, $1 million, but you want 300,000. Okay. That's a lot of money. But I wouldn't have had the fucking million to begin with if it wasn't for you.
If it wasn't for finding the fight.
Okay, the same shit. They're the ones regulating all the fights, all the rankings, all the stuff to put people in position to fight. So pay the sanctioning fee. Stop being a chief fuck.
I think to a lot of people, it just comes as a surprise. You got to pay for it. It's like belts in martial arts. When they find out you got to sometimes pay for your belt, they're like, "Didn't you earn that?" So for the public, that's a hard thing to wrap their mind around. Yeah, but I mean,
martial arts, man, you got to pay for like the, the ranking fees and stuff like that. It's the same thing. But like,
it's just part of it.
Yeah, if you, they're the ones regulating all the stuff. Who should be fighting who's the mandatory? Without them, there would be no mandatory.
Pay the house, right? You
have to. It's like it's exactly pay the house. So yeah, pay them. You wouldn't have you wouldn't be champion if you didn't anyway.
Right.
So I don't care about that. Pay them.
What's the difference between WBA and WBC titles? And could you hold both of them?
Yeah, you can hold all four. You can hold the WBC, WBO, IBF, WBA, and the ring all at the same time. Mm-hmm. But there's the only difference really amongst all the belts though is like if with the IBF belt, they most of the time they have a 10-pound rehydration clause. Which I don't know if it changes through weight, but for 135, 140, and all the way up to 147, I think it's 10 pounds. I've never had an IBF belt, so I can't really say.
I've been asking this question a bit, thinking about the Ring Magazine's best pound for pound fighters. Does that, when you look at those lists,
I don't care about the pound for pound fighter list. Like I said, they have Shakur over Devin, but Devin's a much more accomplished fighter. Make that make sense. Make that make sense to me. You can name some Devin Haney opponents. You can't name no Shakur opponents.
Is Shakur in there?
Yeah, Shakur, they have ranked number 8 or 7 or some shit. They have Shakur ranked above Tank. They don't have Tank on the rankings. So, and who's more accomplished? Shakur or Tank? Well, I'm asking you. I know you gotta be biased because Shakur was on his show.
No, I don't gotta be biased. I'm vocal about saying I don't feel. I personally don't feel that way.
Like I said, I just can't. Like I said, I mean, anyone else can say like, who's more accomplished, Shakur or Tank? Obviously, Tank. Who's more accomplished, Devin or Shakur? Obviously, Devin. So why is Shakur ranked above them? Politics. I don't care about that stupid pound for pound ranking. I care about beating the shit out of people.
Speaking of politics, right? You see a lot of these fighters when Roach and Tank fought, and not even to get into their fight, to get into this side of it, it ends up in a draw, and the narrative is always you got to beat the champ. These fighters that are coming in there.
Okay, let me break down the Tank Roach fight before we continue about the beat the champion stuff, right? Other than the knockdown, that wasn't a knockdown, but whatever, right? Other than that, take that out of the equation. Can you remember anything else that happened in that fight?
I do.
You can.
Yeah. I think Roach stayed in the pocket and traded blows the entire time. It looked like he was the enforcer for that fight, in my opinion. He looked strong.
Was there any completely definitive rounds by either person?
I don't think it was absolutely definitive, no.
It was a draw. I personally, I watched the fight twice, and I can't remember anything other than the bullshit knockdown. That wasn't even a knockdown.
Yeah. But he didn't get deducted a point for that or anything. So.
No. So like I said, it was a draw. It was a draw. Like if you can't remember what happened in the fight, it's a draw.
Yeah. So the question I was going to ask
you can't really remember if this person was really beating this person, because it was just boom, 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 boom. It was the same. It was that pace the whole damn time.
I just feel like he took Tank out of his game though, and that was the first time he didn't seem on his rhythm. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely felt that.
I truly but that also didn't seem like just Tank in general, and Like,
So is that Lamont or Tank's fault?
And I will tell you this. Tank, I know for a fact, was sparring a 122 pounder, and that was the only person he sparred all camp. Literally all camp that he sparred a 122 pounder.
Was he tall at least?
No, no, he's shorter than Tank.
Bro.
Or him and Tank same height. Like I said, Tank wasn't really training.
Why do you feel that?
And I'm not gonna take anything away from Roach. Roach is a fucking tremendous fighter, bro. He's a really good fighter, man, dude. He beat Hector Garcia, and then he took the belt from him, and he came up, and I know he's a lot more durable and stronger at 135.
He's also seen Tank the most in previous fights before. Like
because they already had 2 fights, bro.
Yeah, so that's why I figured if anybody
2 fights,
Tank and Roach, they fought twice before in the amateurs.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, they had history and they sparred a good amount of times apparently and all that stuff. Yeah, but
so you think a rematch? Do you think this remotivated Tank? And do you think a rematch Tank just goes in and wins that fight?
I don't know, bro. We gotta see. We gotta see what like if it was a Tank that was a lot more like
Yeah.
This Tank didn't really have a killer instinct.
Mm-hmm.
This Tank wasn't gonna have a killer instinct.
Too much hair gel.
And I will tell you, hair gel, nail paint, all that other stuff. I'm not gonna talk shit about Tank.
I know.
Nah, I'm not. I'm definitely not gonna talk shit about Tank right now.
For sure.
Tank's a tremendous fighter, bro, and
he is. I definitely
you can't take anything away from Tank.
So the question I was gonna ask you though is, when it comes to that narrative, you got to beat the champ to beat a champ. Sometimes some of these fighters go in relatively unknown at the time. They go in there, they give their all. And I'm not talking about that specific fight. But if a fighter looks like they, slightly won that fight, do you believe, like when the judges say, well, you got to beat the champ? Is that something that you agree with? You
got to realize, bro, if you're not champion, they already won. They're already up 2 rounds.
Yeah.
If you're not champion, if you're not A-side, they're already up 2 rounds, so you gotta win 8 rounds. Or wait, am I doing that? Yeah, you gotta win. They're up 2 rounds, so you gotta win. You gotta win at at least 8 rounds.
Yeah, you gotta win 8 of them.
Yeah, you gotta win at least 8 rounds.
Do you think that's fair?
Yeah. Who's bringing the money? Usually the A-side, right?
Yeah. Politics.
Yeah.
Politics as usual. Do you feel
and aside from that, judging fights is all purely, it all varies from, you might like a dude that jabs, you might like a dude that like to go for, you might like a dude that will box off his back foot and just make it miss, while you like aggressive fighters.
Wow.
That's why there's so many judges. That's why it's like, okay, you don't know what they're judging. Now what truly is bullshit, whatever fucking judge gave me 115, 112. That whatever judge gave me, that shit was bullshit. Because they clearly were trying to help Ryan with the judges, but because he wasn't winning the fucking fight at any moment.
How are the judges selected? Is it like a lottery? Is it by state?
Also, also like the judge, there's like I said, there's certain judges. Like for instance, the judge that gave, I think it was like Levy or something. I forgot what his name. The one that gave Canelo, Floyd a split decision against Canelo. In what world did Canelo win a single round? So you tell me, so people like that, they need to just be kicked out of fucking boxing, or they need to they need to check if they got cataracts or some shit, You don't
think it's outdated, the 3 judges? They need to find a different scoring system, because I feel
I think
don't we always say after fights that they're getting it wrong? It seems like it's always the case. We always go into a fight after the 12th round. Everybody's nervous. Nobody knows what could happen.
No. A lot of the fights that you think somebody won, you rewatch and you realize why they didn't win. Like for instance, like Canelo and Lara, right? Watching it the first time, and I fuck with Lara heavy, right? Watching it first time, right, in live, I'm like, yeah, dude, Lara fucking outboxed this dude. But they don't see, but then you watch it and I see, Lara shelled up a lot when Canelo was letting off to the body. And yeah, Lara landed the way cleaner shots, but Canelo output was a lot more. And he was the one coming forward. But when I watched the fight originally, it was like, the fuck did they rob Laura? So reroute the fight.
You don't think Skull was running his ass off to make it difficult for Canelo to cut off the ring with him? Because he was running.
Bruh, I don't even know who Skull is.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
I'm Cuban, bro. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. I've never even heard of him or any of that stuff. But I'll tell you like this, man. He a track star.
He's a runner. He's a track star. He was definitely moving. And, I want to let you go, but one of the final questions I want to ask you is, Dana White is getting into boxing. Do you feel boxing would be better served if it was mandatory? Like you're going to fight him instead of the way it is now?
It is. You have mandatories.
Yeah, but it's more like people duck fights all the time.
They duck fights because they're all under different promoters and people. They'll sit around. They're like, oh well, I'll just take step aside money, right?
Yeah, and
they'll go let somebody fight instead of them because they wanted to get an extra, I don't know, 100,000 for not fighting, or something,
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's just everyone's under a different promoter. That's all it is. There's no. What Dana White is doing, I can't even speak on it because I truly don't even know what he's doing. I know he's giving everybody a base pay and all that stuff, right? But it's not a lot of money, especially if you're a champ.
Yeah.
Just whatever money. Like I said, I can't speak bad on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how it is. I mean, he's giving people guaranteed money, guaranteed fights, but like I said, I don't know. I can't speak on it.
Yeah.
I'm in a pay-per-view bracket. I'm at the top. I've done what, 3 pay-per-views now?
Come on.
I've headlined 3 pay-per-views now, Because me and Pitbull was a double header. I've headlined 3 pay-per-views now. So I can't even think about like that. I've never had to go through that part of my career. I skipped from no money to a lot of money in one fight.
Yeah.
So,
you seem like, the reason I ask you that specifically is you seem like one of those guys, even hearing you speak both times that we spoke. Actually, all 3 times because we did a Zoom interview too. But like you seem like you want to go out, you want to fight the best.
I want to fight the best.
Let's go.
Yeah, I always want to just sit down and fight the best. If people want to go fight other people, want to go duck around all that stuff, like I said, none of these guys, look, everyone's like, oh, I called out this person, I called that person. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm gonna add Shakur into this one again too. Man, I'll tell you like this. This is the one dude that fucking, he's like, okay, Devin had all the belts. Okay, and Shakur moves up in weight and wants to fight Devin, right? Shakur was asking for a 50-50 split or 40-60. Devin's like, I'll give you 25% split. Motherfucker's like, oh no, not enough money. But you're saying you're the best, you could beat them. It's about fucking money. These guys, they'll sell their ass for fucking money. So, yeah. Who's ducking who? If I have all the belts and you have nothing to offer me, take your 25% and shut up. Right or wrong.
Right.
But no, I want 50% or 40%, whatever he asked for. It don't work like that. That's why there's these fights not being made because everybody even Devin, right? When I had the belt, when I had the championship at 35, right? He literally called he tried to make the fight with me and him, right? He wanted $8 million and me get $100K.
Dang.
So, I called out Rolly. I sent him a contract. Did he really send me a contract? Does that sound like, oh, by the way, and I sell way more tickets than you? Does that really sound like you want to fight?
Sound like you don't want that fight.
That sounds like, right, Nick, you motherfucker, you never even made that money. You've never made that money before. You're going to tell me? So, no. It's not this. It's these guys all fight for money and they'll sell their ass for money. It has nothing to do with wanting to fight the best or belts. Me, at least me, I everyone can say, I fight for belts. I fight to try to be better. And I'll give you the other one who is like that. There's 2 other people that are like that will fight for belts and say, fuck the money. Teofimo, who he will literally sit down and he will fight for belts. He'll go after legacy. And Lomachenko. He did go after belts and didn't go after money. Everybody else, they're all going after money.
Homosexuals are gonna love that one.
Yeah. That's the way I will give the homosexuals that one. Lomachenko has declined money to fight. You know.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, and I'll give you another example. Kovalev with Andre Ward. He wanted to rematch so bad, he gave Andre Ward his whole purse to fight.
Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he was just surviving off the pay-per-view share, which didn't hit pay-per-view buys, so he made not a single dollar. That hurts.
Business.
So
And he got hit with low blows.
So I definitely appreciate you for coming through. I know, you could tell me whatever you want. I know you are the happiest son of a bitch in the world because you can see it written all over your face. You're out here. I just know. Dusty, he's happy. Yeah, he's happy as hell. I know that win was a lot for you. And it was being an underdog, having all the doubters, myself included, which I'm not mad to be proven wrong because I sat down here with you. I know you're a phenomenal fighter as well. And it was dope to see. And it was dope to see you have your moment right there. Because it's like everybody said, oh, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Second round, punish him. And then you could see the look on your face like, you know what I mean? I'm back. Because they put you right on top of the world. Right
look at all the press conferences. I just sat down quietly with a smile on my face watching all my kids fight. And in the world of chaos, I literally I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's super dope. Again, I appreciate you for coming through. You enjoy your time out here. I know you got to catch your flight back out to the West Coast, but this is the Danza Project, baby. Rolly Romero, congratulations again on the championship. And keep doing your thing, baby.
Yeah.